Oh, so excited to talk to our next guest because we're going to make somebody's Christmas here.
Yeah.
We're going to make somebody's holiday season. This is going to be a magical moment here on the show. We're joined by Lance Morin, the owner and founder of the Toy Time Machine. How are you, buddy?
Hi again. Thank you so much for having me once again.
It's a pleasure having you. So,
Great to be here.
Toy Time Machine, tell everybody what, it's a great initiative that you've done. These are all the things that we grew up with that you're giving back to people. Tell us how it works.
I've always been a collector of cool things and toys, prop replicas, stuff like that. So about a year and a half ago, I turned it into a little business. It's just a local, small little thing. I do the biggest conventions in Canada, some online stuff, and you know, people can commission me to track down the hardest to find collectibles.
How hard is it sometimes? Have you ever been stumped?
I've been stumped.
Not often, though.
But how often does that happen?
Just on the last show, the other co-host, Heather, asked me to find something. It was the Easy Bake Oven, and I didn't have much time to find the specific one she wanted in the color, but I was able to track it down at a flea market.
So you even go to things like flea markets. People don't realize sometimes what they're selling even, right? Some of these things are worth a lot of money.
Sometimes, you know, at garage sales and flea markets and even online like sources, you know, sometimes people don't know what they have.
Right.
And, you know, I try to educate as many people as I can.
What are some of your favorite searches when it comes to looking for some of these gems that, you know,
I love anything 80s and early 90s, so like Lion-O and anything Ghostbusters, some Spider-Man. Even these are really cool. These are the old
WWF wrestling guys.
Yeah. So these are the Bushwhackers. Do you remember that?
I remember the Bushwhackers. They'd walk around the ring like this.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Total goofballs.
Oh, they're goofballs. And of course, Beavis and Butthead. I've got some cool cards there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Celebrating Back to the Future here?
Yep, and then that's Marty McFly.
Yeah.
These are from Hot Toys.
Okay.
I'm part of a fan community on Facebook, 6 Scale Canada, and you can find stuff like this secondhand or, you know, locally. This is Marty McFly and RoboCop. This is a die-cast RoboCop.
I love it.
It's very cool.
You have a great story to share, Lance. So last time you were on the show, we had a viewer that was watching the show, and then they contacted you. Tell us a little bit about that, how it all came
Yeah,
to
you know,
be.
I wasn't expecting that, but this show's such a good platform for any small business. And after the show, Linda contacted me and to let me know that her husband was always looking for this very specific toy. It's a 1960s G.I. Joe.
Okay.
It's from the Adventure line, and it's the African-American one of the harder ones to find. But I was able to track it down.
Well, we have Linda and her husband Kevin on the line, on the phone right now. Linda, can you hear us?
Hi.
Hi, Linda. How are you?
I'm good.
Is your husband Kevin there with you as well?
Yeah.
So, hi Kevin. Tell us a little bit about this G.I. Joe that Lance is talking about. What made this such a special toy for yourself growing up?
Well, I couldn't get out much because I have a disability, so, and, you know, I like to stay out. And it was just a lot of fun around the house with friends. We all played with different things. It was like the first black doll that Mattel ever put out, really.
Right.
And, you know, I had the truck and everything else. My best friend and I used to go and play with it, you know, in the yard and other places. It was pretty cool.
And Linda, you wanted to try to track this down for him, correct?
Yeah, because he always talked about this because his mom was a single mom and he got this for him, and he always said this was something that his mom didn't discriminate because she was willing to buy him the African-American G.I. Joe.
Well, I think Lance might have a little surprise for you, Kevin.
Now, Kevin, I don't know if you're tuning in right now, but
Are you watching your TV right now, Kevin?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Hang on.
I was able to track down the exact same figure you had as a kid.
Oh.
How cool is that?
That's very cool.
And you know, when I was a kid too, my mom was a single mom, and I know how hard it is at Christmas sometimes. So I wanted to give this to you as a gift. So Merry Christmas,
Oh, that's wonderful.
and I hope you enjoy that.
Well, thank you very much. Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna mail that to you. Okay?
fantastic. Thank you.
It's great. Merry Christmas. Happy
Thanks,
New Year.
Lance.
No problem. Thank you, Linda.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Oh, that's a wonderful story.
Enjoy that, Kevin. And you got emotional too.
Yeah.
there.
I get emotional sometimes,
Yeah.
you know.
Well,
But that must be. Sorry, go ahead, Shelley.
no, I mean, you made a difference. I mean,
Yeah,
that
I-
means something
you know.
to him. It's a big memory from his past, and
Yeah.
you've brought it back to him.
I like to share the memories sometimes, you know.
Well, and I was saying to Shelley before the show, you know, you did the same thing with me that you did with Heather. You had, you know, what were some of your most memorable toys? And the first time you came on the show, I think you found like 7 out of the 8 toys that I gave you on that list, and then you presented me with the Intellivision.
Yeah.
Which was just, I almost cried on the show. I was like, oh my God, my brother and I mean, it was such a magical
Yeah.
thing.
I'm happy
for
I can
us
make
growing
people
up.
happy. And Heather, I didn't know that she was going to be on the show, so I was able to track down
Yeah.
the stuff for her when I was on the last time. And this time I didn't know that you were going to be on the show. This is a surprise.
What's one of your memorable toys? Like, what
Well,
would you think back and, oh, I wish I had that
Well,
again.
it's still around though. I still think about the Rubik's Cube because I never mastered it. But I was big on board games like Snakes and Ladders, but they don't call it Snakes and Ladders anymore. But those kinds, I was always big on board games. We
Yeah.
loved board games as
Board
a kid,
games,
and we
yeah.
like to still play them at home today. And so it's fun to go back and find some of those old board games.
There's some really cool board games out there. Rubik's Cube, there's even a league.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. There's a new record actually. The new record is under 5 seconds. This, I believe,
You're kidding me.
a gentleman
Madness.
from the United States solved the Rubik's Cube in 5 It used to be an Ottawa area guy that owned the record, and somebody just broke his record.
I actually hold the world record for the longest time to complete a Rubik's Cube. I'm still
I don't know,
going
I
at
could
it.
compete with you on that one.
Yeah, I think we're all in that group.
These are really, as we just saw with Kevin and Linda, these are really special gifts that can make a big difference. Obviously, before Christmas, this is a time to get in touch with you now if
Yes,
someone
and
wants you to track something
One
down.
thing I didn't mention is that sometimes these vintage toys are a cool extra for your kids too. Like you might not think to get a kid something from 20 years ago, but it's something rare that their friends won't have that they'll
Yeah.
be able to showcase.
You got my daughter, the Simon.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We have it at the cottage. They love it.
Yeah,
Our
it's a
kids
great game.
absolutely love it. They play it all the time.
Yeah. So why don't you send me a list? I'm gonna
Okay.
track down. I'm gonna track down your list and
Send you on a mission.
yeah, send me on a
Sounds
mission.
good. How do
Alright.
people get in touch with you, Lance?
You can check me out on Facebook at the Toy Time Machine. You can email me at the Toy Time Machine at gmail.com, or you can even hit me up on Instagram.
Terrific.
Twitter at Lance Morin.
Thank you so much for
Thank
joining
you
us
so
again,
much. I
Lance.
appreciate it.
Thanks for
Sorry.
making someone's Christmas
Oh,
really magical
It,
today. on
it
the
almost
show.
brought a tear to my eye.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
We'll be back with more daytime right after this. Don't go anywhere.